Hello, grade 7. Welcome to another English lesson. Today, we're covering 5D grammar, listen to, and speak. Are you ready? Let's begin. Today, we have three objectives. The first is to identify the use and form of conditional sentences type 1 correctly. The second is to identify specific details after listening carefully to a dialogue between two siblings. And the third is to speak fluently about environmental problems using conditional sentences type 1. Please open your student books on page 69. Let's start with this quick activity. Please put your thinking caps on and imagine the consequences to the following situations. Try to use the future well in the second part. Sentence 1. If you break the window, what do you think will happen? Maybe you will have to pay for it or fix it. Sentence 2. If you wake up late, what will happen? You will miss the bus. You will be late to school. What about if you don't wear a mask? You won't be allowed in the mall, or you will get infected. These sentences are all examples of conditional sentences type 1, which we will be discussing in today's lesson. To find out when we use conditional sentences type 1, let's examine the following two sentences. Sentence 1. If we don't plant trees, there will be no oxygen in 50 years. Sentence 2. If you need anything, I can help you now. Let's focus on the first sentence. If we don't plant trees, there will be no oxygen in 50 years. Is it certain that there will be no oxygen? No, it isn't. It is just a possibility. And does the sentence refer to the present? No, it doesn't. It refers to something that might happen in 50 years. Now, let's look at the second sentence. If you need anything, I can help you now. How is this sentence different from the first one? Look closely. The difference is that the modal verb can is used instead of will. It refers to something that may happen in the present. Now that we have examined these examples, can you figure out when we use conditional sentences type 1? Think about it. Yes, conditional sentences type 1 are used for something that is probable in the future or present. Let's now match sentences 1 and 2 with the rules A and B. Which sentence is for something that is likely to happen in the present? Is it sentence number 1 or sentence number 2? It is sentence number 2. Well done. And the clue is now. Excellent. Which sentence is for something that is likely to happen in the future? Is it sentence number 1 or sentence number 2? It is sentence number 1. And the clue is in 50 years. Well done. Let's now examine the following sentences and break them down to find out how to form conditional sentences type 1. The first sentence, if we don't plant trees, there won't be oxygen in 50 years. This sentence has two parts. The first part, if we don't plant trees, is called the if clause, and it consists of if plus present simple. As you can see, we is the subject and plant is the verb. The sentence is in the negative form. The second part, there won't be oxygen in 50 years, is called the main clause, and here it is in the future will. Let's examine the second sentence. If Saleh wants to help, he can take part in the beach cleanup. The first part, if Saleh wants to help, consists of if plus the present simple. Saleh is the subject and wants is the verb. The second part, the main clause, uses the modal verb can instead of will. Now, we're going to read the examples and complete the rule about the formation of conditional sentences type 1. Sentence 1. If I'm free, I will go to the recycling day event. Sentence 2. If Saleh wants to help, he can take part in the beach cleanup. 3. If you don't need this box, recycle it. 4. If you finish your homework early, will you come to the park with me? These are conditional sentences type 1, and they consist of the if clause and the main clause. As you can see, we use the present simple in the if clauses, while we use the future will, a modal verb such as can, might, or must, or the imperative, as in sentence number 3, in the main clauses. Look at these two sentences. Sentence 1. If I'm hungry, I will make a sandwich. Sentence 2. I will make a sandwich if I'm hungry. What do you notice about the use of the comma in these two sentences? Why did we use a comma in the first sentence, but we did not use one in the second sentence? Think about it. I hope you found out the answer to this question. Let me answer it for you. We use a comma to separate the if clause from the main clause if the if clause is at the beginning of the sentence, as in sentence number 1, whereas we don't use a comma if the if clause is at the end of the sentence, as in sentence 2. Now, can you come up with your own examples using conditional sentences type 1? Remember, you can always go back to the grammar reference in page 116. Let's start with the first activity for today. Read the sentences and choose the correct options. Remember to draw logical conclusions in the event that the correct answer depends on the meaning. Please pause the video, do the activity on your own, then unpause the video to check your answers. We're now going to listen to the parts of the dialogues in lesson 1, including these sentences, to check your answers.
3. Grammar. C. Read the sentences and choose the correct options. Then, listen again to the parts of the dialogues in lesson 1, including these sentences, and check your answers. 1.
If we don't save water, we won't have water to drink in the future.
2.
I can help with the posters if you want me to.
Let's now answer the questions together. If we don't save water, we won't have water to drink in the future. I can help you with the posters if you want me to. Well done. In activity D, you need to read through the halves of the sentences 1 to 6 and A to F and match them. For example, in sentence 1, my friends will go hiking in the mountains, the answer is E, if the weather is nice tomorrow. Now, I would like you to pause the video, do the activity on your own, then unpause the video to check your answers with me. Welcome back. Let's answer this question together. Sentence 2. If you unplug devices when you're not using them, you will save energy. Don't take the car if you don't need to go far. 4. There will be rubbish everywhere if we don't all start recycling. 5. If you need anything, call me, okay? 6. If we get home early, we may watch a documentary about water pollution. Well done, everyone. Let's now practice conditional sentences type 1 by answering some of the activities in the workbook. Please open your workbooks on page 72. In activity B, you're going to circle the correct options. Let's answer sentence 1 together. If Matilda doesn't or won't want to take part in the tree planting event, she can stay at home. The first part is the if clause, which, as we have learned, consists of if plus the present simple. So the answer is doesn't. Now, it's your turn to answer. Please pause the video, answer the questions on your own using the grammar reference on page 116. Once you've answered all the questions, you can unpause the video to check your answers. Welcome back. It's time to check your answers. Sentence 2. I will buy a new laptop next month if I can have or have the money. This is the if clause, so the answer is have. Sentence 3. If you want to protect the environment, you save or must save energy. This is the main clause, so the answer is must save. Sentence 4. If you want to save water, turn or must turn the tap off. This is the main clause, and it is imperative. Must have is incorrect because there is no subject, so the answer is turn. Sentence 5. If Sahar solves that difficult maths problem, she will win or wins the competition. This is the main clause, not the if clause, so the answer is will win. Sentence 6. If Brian finishes his homework, we can go or go to the skate park. This is the main clause. There is a subject, we, so we cannot use the imperative go. So the answer is the modal verb can plus the verb go, can go. Well done, students. Let's move to the next activity. In this activity, you're going to read the sentences and write conditional sentences type 1 as in the example. In the example, I have to leave the house now. I'll get stuck in traffic. All we have to do is add if and negate the sentence to be, if I don't leave the house now, I'll get stuck in traffic. Now it's your turn. Pause the video and answer the questions on your own, and once you're done, you can unpause the video and check your answers. Welcome back. Time to check your answers. In sentence 2, unplug your laptop and save energy. This sentence is quite easy. All you have to do is add if at the beginning of the if clause, a comma before the main clause, and the future will to the main clause. So the answer will be, if you unplug your laptop, you will save energy, or you will save energy if you unplug your laptop. In sentence 3, it may rain tomorrow, then we can't have a picnic. The answer is, if it rains tomorrow, we won't have a picnic, or we won't have a picnic if it rains tomorrow. Let's continue. Sentence 4. Plant more trees and our forests won't disappear. The answer is, if we plant more trees, our forests won't disappear, or our forests won't disappear if we plant more trees. Sentence 5. Do you feel tired? Go to bed. This sentence is in the imperative form. The answer is, if you feel tired, go to bed, or go to bed if you feel tired. Sentence 6. Don't cut down trees. We won't have clean air. The answer is, if we or you cut down trees, we won't have clean air, or we won't have clean air if we or you cut down trees. Now, I would like you to open your student book on page 69. We're going to listen to a podcast, but first, do you know what a podcast is? A podcast is a recording that you can listen to on your computer or your phone. So, we're going to listen to a podcast about a famous artist called Brandon Jones. You need to choose which picture, A, B, or C, shows his project. So let's listen.
4. Listen to. A. Listen to a podcast about a famous artist called Brandon Jones and his new project. Which picture shows his project? Choose A, B or C. Then check your answers with a partner.
Brandon Jones is an artist from Brentford. He became very popular this year with his project Rubbish on the Beach. If you think Rubbish on the Beach is just a painting of, well, rubbish on the beach, then you're wrong. Brandon was at a beach one day taking some photographs of the view when he noticed lots of plastic bottles on the sand. So he decided to pick up the rubbish and clean the beach. His first thought was to recycle all the things he had found, but then he had a better idea. Why not use the bottles to make art? And that's how his project started.
So, which picture, A, B or C, shows Brandon Jones' new project? It's picture B. Well done. Now we're going to listen to a brother and his sister talking about the podcast. Write T for true and F for false.
B. Listen to a brother and his sister talking about the podcast and write T for true or F for false. Then check your answers with a partner.
Wow, that was a really interesting podcast.
Yes, it was. I didn't know that artists use rubbish to make art.
It's amazing, right? We had an art lesson a few weeks ago about how we can use old things to make something new. The art teacher showed us how to make a lamp and a pencil holder from metal cans.
Really? If I collect some cans, can you show me?
Of course. Hey, did you hear about the beach cleanup my school is organising?
When? Where?
This weekend at Sunset Beach.
Nice. My school hasn't organised any environmental event so far this year. Are you going?
Of course. Everybody from my school is going. The plan is to clean up the whole beach. Do you want to come?
I'll join you if I don't go fishing with Dad. So, are you going to recycle the things that you pick up from the beach or make something out of them, like in the podcast?
Brilliant idea. If we find lots of bottles on the beach, I'll keep them to make something.
Now that I think of it, there might be other things, like metal cans that you can also use.
That's a good idea. And my artwork will be different from Brandon Jones's. We can even make something together.
Well, to be honest, I was thinking of making something on my own. But I'll tell you what, we can work on our projects in our back garden and help each other whenever one of us gets stuck. What do you think?
Deal.
Let's now check the answers together. The boy learned something new from the podcast. This statement is true. The girl knows how to make a lamp from a metal can. Also true. The boy is sure that he's going to take part in the beach cleanup. False. The girl is going to use only plastic bottles from the beach to make art. False. The boy and the girl are going to make a piece of art together. Also false. Now, using conditional sentences type 1, we're going to write a dialogue. Look at the box below. The first column includes problems related to the environment, while the second column includes possible consequences to these problems. Look at the example in the speech bubble. What will happen if we cut down more trees? If we cut down more trees, forests will disappear. We won't have any clean air. Now, it's your turn to use the ideas in the box to talk about what will happen if we don't do something about environmental problems. Here is a suggested answer that you can read on your own. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope to see you in upcoming videos.